Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Zesty Thoughts with your host, Anabla. Welcome to episode 7. I hope everyone is having a wonderful week so far. I have had a great week. I got into a little DIY project this weekend. I don't want to say what it is yet because I'm basically DIYing all of my Christmas gifts to everybody this year, and I don't want to give it away just in case my friends are listening to this episode before Christmas. So I will keep you updated on that, but I did tackle some very fun DIY projects on Sunday. I didn't think I would get it all done. I was like some repurposing. I'm trying not to like give it away again. I repurposed some items. And anyway, I'm just going to leave it at that, but I've had a nice, fun, creative week. For that reason, I've also written a lot this week. I've been like writing poetry before I go to bed because sometimes I'm like not tired yet and I have just like a lot of things on my mind. And if I can get out like little ideas, then it gives me like the sense of like, oh my gosh, like I ended my day in such like a productive way, I guess. And then it just helps me like rest easier. I don't know what that is. It's like a mental thing for me, but I've been really liking that. So that's kind of like a new part of my routine. I just like kind of write poetry before I go to sleep, which is kind of fun. And I've been working on my song. It's getting closer and closer, y'all. I did have like kind of a brief break. I was feeling kind of like uninspired by it. At least with like production, I've noticed that I have to kind of like step away from songs for a while and then come back to them, kind of hear them with fresh ears, to get a new perspective on things I need to tweak. So I'm working on that flow, I guess, as a producer and kind of getting used to like how long I should wait to listen to it again, if that makes sense. I'm mostly working on this project myself. So it's not like I really have other ears that I could just like pass it along to, and just like instantly get feedback. I mean, I have people I could reach out to and get feedback from, but you get what I'm saying, like consistent feedback as I'm working. So I find it easiest to kind of take like a week or two break and then work on like something else and then come back to a song. So I've been productive in that way, which has been really nice. It feels great. I'm super excited. I guess to like keep that going in the new year. I feel like I'm starting kind of good habits right now in December and getting kind of into the swing of things after like the Thanksgiving holiday and my travel and stuff. So that feels great. So I've had a fantastic week. I do not have any music album reviews for y'all. I've been listening to a lot of Christmas music. So I haven't really listened to any new albums or like new albums to me, essentially. I have been listening to Christmas music just in general. So I guess probably by default there's some like new music there, but I didn't have any like specific saves. I've kind of just been going through Apple Music playlists and just listening to random shit essentially. And my top 4 playlists, I did write these down because these are the ones that I saved that I have been listening to a lot, other than like the YouTube Christmas fireplace like ambiance world. I've been listening to this like on my commute and like out and about. My top playlist would be A Very Gospel Christmas, like period. It's so good. It gets me like really into the Christmas spirit because I don't know, a lot of like Christmas songs, I feel like maybe like as someone that like grew up going to church and like Catholic, like a lot of Christmas songs, I feel like when you first learned them, you were very present in the fact that they were about like Jesus and like what the holiday is actually about, right? And then like capitalism and like corporate kind of marketing and stuff gets in the way of that. And so Christmas, I feel like for a lot of people is kind of like desensitized to like its true meaning, at least for me and in my experience. So I've been trying to get more centered into the meaning behind Christmas and kind of like the spiritual and like emotional and like kind of mental aspect of it and use it as like a reflective period. So I feel like this playlist is a really good blend of both. I mean, the talent is just unmatched. Some amazing vocals and like arranging, and a lot of them are those traditional Christmas songs that are kind of just like overplayed, but obviously they just like hit different. They're communicated in a more soulful way. So I feel like it gets you to absorb that spiritual aspect of the song more, if that makes sense. So I think that's the main reason why I've been loving that playlist, because I feel like, oh, it's like actually getting me into that like spiritual aspect of Christmas. And they're approaching a lot of the classic Christmas songs probably in like the most optimal way, in a less like corporate, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm necessarily really connecting with like pop covers, like pop artists doing covers of like classic Christmas songs, like not the vibe. One of the reasons why I can't really stand new Christmas music for the most part, that's like kind of generic pop. It's just like, it feels soulless to me, if that makes any sense. So I've been loving that playlist. Also R&B for the holidays. That's like on regular rotation every Christmas for me. I love that playlist. This year there's some like great finds in there. Maybe I'll do like an in-depth review of it next week. I've also been liking instrumental holiday, and then there's like a piano Christmas or piano holiday playlist also. Those two have been nice for just like background vibes. And then sentimental Christmas, that's like definitely up there for me with the gospel one, because I just am not a huge fan of new Christmas music. I love the old classics, especially the old recordings. Not necessarily new artists doing them in that same style. There's just something so like charming and like nostalgic about it, and I love it so much. So those are my go-tos the last like week and a half. Justin Bieber, I wrote this down regarding new Christmas music. To me, Justin Bieber's Christmas project is the most recent Christmas music that's actually valid to me. Maybe other than like gospel or like R&B, like maybe because it is kind of R&B. It is 100% R&B. I mean, there's like a collab with Boys to Men. There's a collab with Usher. It's just so good. I want Justin Bieber to do more R&B. He does it really well. And I feel like his tone of voice, like the timbre of his voice, sounds great in R&B. And he blends well, like with a lot of R&B artists that I feel like he's worked with, in my opinion. Like, especially that Christmas project, him and Boys to Men, like they just sounded sonically good together. And same with Usher. And then I don't know if anybody else like thought this. When I first heard Yukon, I thought it was SZA. I was literally like, wait, why is she not like listed as an artist on this? Like, why is she not like featured or whatever? Like, I thought it was like a duet, or like it was just like a song he had SZA on his project. So I was like confused, and then I realized like, oh my god, no, it's like Justin Bieber's voice but pitched up. Like, what the hell? So to me, that's just like another like confirmation that like he just sounds good doing R&B. Like, I want more of that. But anyway, so I love his Christmas project too. That's kind of also in rotation. So yeah, y'all should check out those playlists. Also, if you're an artist or a creative in any field, I really hope at this point that you're making the switch to Apple Music from Spotify. I went to my friend's birthday party this past weekend, and me and a few other artists and creators were kind of gabbing about all of the, bullshit that like over the years everybody has just taken it up the ass from Spotify. And I feel like their use of AI and their like approval of like ICE ads, it's just gone a little bit too far. Basically, at this point, it's inexcusable to still use it, because there are so many programs, like free programs online, where you can easily transfer all of your library, like all of your playlists, the entirety of like all your liked songs, everything you can transfer to Apple Music or other music services. I mean, there are a lot nowadays. I switched to Apple Music like a few years ago, like maybe during the pandemic, and I just gotten used to it, and it's very streamlined like on all my devices. So I love that. And I know like there's like audiobooks and like podcasts and stuff like that on Spotify also, but you can listen to podcasts on Apple Podcasts app, and there's other podcasting apps also. I don't know, just do some research. Don't take my word for it. Just consider that there may be some like ethical implications. And yeah, I don't really want to be giving money to Spotify. So that's the gist of it. So yeah, I'll put those Apple Music links in the description. I will probably no longer be linking Spotify playlists because I transferred my music over to Spotify so I could link playlists for the podcast, but I'm probably going to stop doing that. Sorry if like not everybody can have access to it, but like I said, I'm not trying to really support Spotify anymore. So I will be linking the Apple Music playlist below. Okay, on to the next topic of today's pod. I have 7 more Christmas/holiday films to review for y'all. All of these were movies I had never seen, and I'm very excited to review them. Some of them I'm like shocked that I'd never seen them. And then like one of them, or I think a few of them were like newer. All right. The third holiday movie I have to review is Oh, What Fun. This is a new one. I gave it a 10 out of 10. I just thought it was so funny. It was like very much like slapstick, like goofy, corny comedy, but like in a good way. It was very charming in my opinion. Had a great message. Cast is amazing. I love Michelle Pfeiffer. So yeah, I loved this movie. I would recommend y'all go watch it. 10 out of 10. Movie number 4 for the month of December, I watched This Christmas. This is one of those movies, like, I don't know how I never saw it. A lot of these, honestly, like early 2000s, like even like 90s movies, I'm like, how did I not? I just feel like I didn't watch a lot of like early 2000s and 90s stuff when I was young. I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of catching up to do. And even like people my age, like Gen Z and millennials, like they watch like these classic shows and films. And I'm like, I've just like never seen those. Like I said, I have a very weird like repertoire of like stuff I've seen. Like I've seen a lot of stuff, but then I've also haven't. I don't know. Anyway, so This Christmas was really good. I also gave this a 10 out of 10. This was just such a heartfelt movie. Had amazing lessons. Comedy was great. Cast was great. Really good music. Like that is one of the gripes that I had with some of the newer Christmas movies. The quality of the music. The music in this was fantastic. And why is everyone hot? Everyone in this is hot. I was like, okay, right. Literally every single person in the cast is hot. So 10 out of 10 if you want an amazing, heartfelt, classic, nostalgic feeling Christmas movie where everybody is hot, like have fun, some eye candy. Okay. Number 5, I watched A Merry Freaking Christmas. This is with Robin Williams. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I feel like it fell a little short in the sense that I feel like it could have been longer and there could have been more character development. I feel like the character development that was presented and like finalized was lacking. Like I wanted more. I almost want like a part 2 or like, you know what I mean? Like I just felt like there was a slight tinge of dissatisfaction. Like I wanted more from it. And, so that's why I gave it the 8 out of 10, but I really liked it. It was funny, and I put funny, but I felt like the screenwriters held back a little bit, comedy-wise too. I literally wrote in my notes funny, but felt like the screenwriters held back a little bit. I don't know. I just had this weird sense of incompleteness, and I did enjoy it. There were some great lessons overall, but I don't know. There was something that was missing. Maybe it was the soundtrack. Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like a sense of something being missing from this. And I don't really know how else to describe it. Maybe if you watch the film, you'll understand. I feel like I just started off very strong with like probably 2 of the best for the month. At least I'm saying this now, having only watched 9 films. But in anticipation that maybe those will be the 2 highest rated, Everybody's Fine and The Family Stone. So like in comparison to those that I just feel like are wrapped up in like a little bow and like I have no critiques for, essentially, this just, I don't, kind of fell short. But I did enjoy it. I would actually recommend people watch it. That's why I gave it an 8 out of 10, but yeah, wasn't one of those that I would maybe go watch again, but I would recommend people see it at some point. Was also kind of sad, but really good. I did like it. Okay, next up, number 6, I watched A Lot Like Christmas. I literally wrote, my note says, good message, but complete shit. This was one of those really, really, really bad corporate, like, Christmas fluff bullshit movies. I literally wrote down the music was physically irritating. So yeah, that is kind of the beef I have. I think a lot of these modern Christmas movies that are kind of corny and like rom-commy and like are kind of lacking plot wise, if they just had like a better music supervisor, I feel like they would kind of eat down. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that can make or break a hallmarky kind of shitty Christmas movie, in my opinion. So this fell short in a lot of ways, I think, because of the music. But anyway, good message. Number 7, I watched Something from Tiffany's. This was a great rom-com, classic, solid rom-com. Corny, but in a good way. Like, I don't know, I liked this. I enjoyed it. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Oh, I don't know if I said for the previous one, I gave it 4 out of 10. Okay. But Something from Tiffany's, I gave an 8 out of 10. I did really like this. I thought it was cute. It was corny. There were also kind of aspects of it that were just like, okay, whatever. But overall, I liked this film, but to me, it's not anything to like, I don't know, shout from the rooftops about, I guess, in a way. But I thought it was an interesting plot and it was cute. I enjoyed it. It got me in the Christmas spirit. Okay, the next film I watched was Uncle Buck. I gave this an 8.5 out of 10, but I think I'll give it a 9 or a 9.5 out of 10. I did really like this film. I just put so cute, leave it to John Hughes, which is like essentially all I really need to say. It's a John Hughes film. I personally love John Hughes films. I think majority of them cannot go wrong. I really enjoyed this. It was very charming to me. And I just liked it. I guess I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I'll like stick with that as an average. All right. The last film that I watched this week, I watched yesterday, was The Family Man. I've never seen The Family Man, and I'm looking back at all these like classic Christmas films, and I'm realizing like, oh my gosh, I like haven't seen most of these. Like I've seen like Love Actually and all like cartoon ones, but these ones like I've just never seen the ones that are like drama, like dramedies that are just happen to take place around Christmas. So Family Man, I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. I would give it a 10. I just really cannot stand Nicolas Cage. I'm sorry. I think he's like genuinely a bad actor. Oh God. I know that's like such a hot take. Now I will give him National Treasure. That I cannot touch. He's great in that. And I think it's like perfect for him. But like, I've genuinely never seen another film of his where like I believed his acting. You know, when you're like watching someone act, in my, from my perspective, it's oftentimes like a child actor. When you're watching them act and you're just kind of like, something's off. Like you can tell they're like trying too hard. Or you can tell that it's just like not natural. Nicolas Cage to me is that in literally every film that I've seen him in, other than National Treasure. I love him in that movie. But like everything else, including The Family Man, I was just like, there's something off about it. I don't know. When he goes on like monologues and rants, I just like really fall out of the movie, if that makes any sense. I know it's a hot take. Actually, I don't think it's really a hot take because I feel like a lot of people like share that opinion. Like that's like kind of a known thing, or maybe like a stereotype about him, that he's like a shitty actor. I think, at least from what I've heard, like online, there's like lore about that. But anyway, I did, regardless of that, love this film. It's such a great concept for a film. It's just so good. It's very heartwarming. It's very satisfying, like the message and seeing, the character arc, the writing in and of itself is just like very strong. And so that to me was very satisfying. But do I think Nicolas Cage pulled it off? In the end, I feel like there were some scenes, the tail end of the film. I don't want to give it away too much, but once he's kind of learned his lesson, I feel like there's some dialogue and some acting that's just kind of didn't like hit the spot, I guess, in the way that you might want it to. I feel like the ending was like written like in a rush or something. I don't know if that like makes sense. I just like, I don't know, like the line in the airport was great. If you've seen this movie, you know what I mean. At the very end, that was very cute. But like when he's in the boardroom, I was just kind of like, what's happening right now? Like, let's just get to it. So I don't know. I thought it was solid. I would highly recommend people watch it because I just think like conceptually it's great. It's a great like Christmas story with like a great message. But yeah, I can't give it a 10 because I feel like if it was pretty much any other like well-known actor, I think I would have enjoyed it more. I know that's so intense. I'm sorry. That's like a super hot opinionated ass take, but that's just like how I feel. Okay, so I'm not sorry about it. But yeah, so those are all the Christmas movies I watched this week. Today I started Die Hard. I've watched like 15 minutes of it so far, and then I'm gonna watch it, on my breaks later and later on tonight. So I will have a rating for that next week. My clip of the week is this little baby penguin. Oh my gosh, it's like filmed in like a vet's office. I'm gonna open it up right now so that I can watch it and show y'all. It is so freaking cute. Actually, there's 2 clips of the week. Okay, first the penguin one, which I'm literally gagged over. Oh my god, okay, here it is. I'm gonna screen record. Oh my god. It's so cute, and the plushie's there. I just love the little waddle. It's so small. Baby. The little waddle is so cute. I love penguins. After Happy Feet, y'all, game over. Penguins are like one of my favorite animals. After frogs, of course. Oh, the waddle. I just can't get over this. And now they're going to feed it, I guess. I don't know if that's like formula or something. Oh, he's going to get formula or medicine. I don't know. He's at the vet. Oh, he's ready. He's so ready. So freaking cute. Oh. They're so cute. Okay, now we got some real food up in here, y'all. We got some fish. Yum. I just want to pet it like so bad. Oh my god, yeah, I want to do that. I just want to pet it. Oh my god, it looks so soft. I can't even handle it. Oh, now watching that ending made me realize how small it actually is. That's so freaking cute. Okay, so that's the first clip, the penguin clip, and then this little lammy. It's a little video of this like rejected lamb. Are you kidding me? It's so small and it has a little coat. Oh my god, I feel like its kneecaps are like hearts. Am I crazy? I just love this family. Totally took in this little rejected lamb. Oh, the kisses. And it's just like part of their... Oh, I love you. Can't see its eyes. Oh my god. Has a little diaper. So freaking cute. Oh my god, talk about the cutest zoomies ever. Oh my god. I would take that over a dog like any day. That is so cute. Oh my gosh. Lambs are so cute. Oh, cuddles. I do not know how people eat lamb. I'm being so honest. How could you? Look at that thing. Oh, it's so cute. So those are my cute animal clips of the week, I guess. Also, okay, I had a miscellaneous note in here. So I have a lot of matcha videos on my Explore page on Instagram. And I just need a genuine answer from the masses. Are people out here really genuinely, in all seriousness, drinking more than 4 grams of matcha per serving? Like to make a latte or like an Americano with foam. Maybe I'm just like caffeine sensitive, but like 4+ grams, like anywhere from like 5 and up grams of matcha at one time, like in one beverage. I just think that's a little bit overkill. I personally, and it's not even just because of the cost. It's because of like, that's just wasteful. You don't even need to be doing all that. That's a bit much, in my opinion. Maybe just because like I don't always drink matcha when I make it myself at home. I don't really go for a latte unless it's like summer, maybe. I don't know. Typically, I'm making like matcha Americanos, and I will do like 2 grams, maybe 2 grams, and then like a shot glass worth of like hot water, and then but I'll put it in like a little 6-ounce cup, or like maybe even 4 ounces, and I'll just add hot water, and that's it. I literally saw someone like talking about the best, and there's all these videos now, the best matcha ratio. And they started the video measuring out 7.5 grams of matcha. I was like, you gotta be shitting me. You have to be completely out of your mind joking. There's no way you're serious. I feel like it's just rage bait. I feel like it's clickbait, because you can't in all seriousness be much like, I just don't get it. I can't fathom it, because I have 2 and I'm like not wired, but I have like sustained energy. It's like 7.5 to make 1 drink. No, that's a bit much. Like, people have just severely lost the plot when it comes to matcha. They just don't get it. If you have like genuinely like really good quality, expensive, unfortunately, I get it, like ceremonial grade matcha, you like do not need that much. And you're also gonna like not want that much, because it's so like not bitter, but it's just not, you know what I mean? 7.5 grams of that is, I couldn't even fathom. I measure out like 2 grams. Like sometimes I put like half a teaspoon, and even that is like a lot, like overpowering. So yeah, I think people have lost the plot with the matcha ratio bullshit. Okay. I think these like low-key, I have a conspiracy. I think that like cafes, like coffee shops, like places that go viral for like matcha, I don't think they're actually using that much. I think you're being tricked. Like there's this like facade because of how green it is. I literally think people are adding like dye, like food dye, to matcha. Also, like there's some cafe, like a coffee shop that I saw that went viral in LA that has like pre-made matcha, and then they just like measure it out, and I'm just like, that's gross. Like, you do you, but like, no, I want my matcha fresh, baby. Okay, if I'm gonna pay $9 for a matcha, because that's how much motherfuckers are charging, I'm gonna watch you make it. I'm gonna watch you fucking make that shit in front of me. Okay. But yeah, I don't know if that's like a conspiracy, but I feel like these places that are like making matchas and they're like going viral, I feel like that's just like this just doesn't make sense. I feel like it's just people that like don't know anything about matcha. And I also low-key feel like don't respect the origin of matcha and like the significance of it, and like the ceremonial kind of like importance and significance of, I just feel like it's giving cultural appropriation, if that makes sense. Maybe that's like a little bit of a stretch. Like, I get it. We can use matcha and like buy matcha from Japan, and then like they're making money over there, selling us matcha. I get it. And then use it whichever way we choose. But it's like, to me, that's the beauty of matcha, is like the kind of spiritual like journey, and like the mental like focus and the clarity and the you being in the moment when you actually make it, and like using it to like set intentions and whatever. At least like that's the vibe. That's why I don't make matcha all the time, because it takes time. I don't want to rush through something like that, my opinion. But I get it. Capitalism just like sticks its like little claws and everything, and I get it. But yeah, I just feel like 7.5 grams is outrageous. That's like really all I wanted to say, but it turned into a rant. So hope y'all enjoyed that. All right, last segment on today's pod, y'all. I finished season 6 of Game of Thrones. Okay. I'm going to try not to spoil it. But I'm sorry if I do. Okay. Season 6, the like battle scene in episode 9, that was like hard to watch. I'm usually like pretty good with like gore, but that was like hard to watch, mostly because I'm like emotionally invested in the characters, and I was like on Jon Snow's side, rooting for him, which like most people would be, but it was very hard to watch. It was just very intense, like very violent, and like literally my mouth was like agape the entire episode, or at least like that entire like scene, which was like most of the episode. It was so good, and like, talk about shell shocked. I mean, oh my God. I'm not going to say anything else. I don't really want to spoil it. If y'all are not seeing Game of Thrones, better hop on that shit, y'all. This show is just so well done. So like, yeah, episode 9 and 10 were just so good. Maybe like 8, 9, and 10. I mean, just so freaking good. But yeah, 9 was a lot. Trigger warning, because it was really freaking violent and intense, but I really liked it. And end of season 6 was like, oh my God, period. I'm just so excited to see what happens. Okay, like small spoiler, because like Cersei is like queen. Like, what? No one wants that. It's like, I know that like, oh, Daenerys is about to like, she's about to fuck shit up. And I'm so excited to see what happens. I'm literally gagged. So yeah. Anyway, y'all, I will keep y'all updated when I finish season 7, and I will give my humble opinion about it when I am done with it. All right, y'all. That is going to wrap up today's episode. I hope that you have a fantastic week and a fun weekend. Stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.